Hello everyone. Thank you all for joining the call today and happy to host you again this week. Quick intro for people joining the session first time. My name is Vibhor Shrivastava and I work as APAC Community Manager. Agenda for today is accelerate your implementation time with API integration. And this session will give you a good understanding on APIs and help you learn how to start your robots from different software. There will be demo on rapid implementation on Salesforce and ServiceNow, followed by Q&A. For this session, we have with us Christian, who has been working with Uipath for the last 4 years. As a technical pre-sales, he has delivered more than 500 talks. In these 4 years, he has worked 1 year in USA and 1 year in Japan as well. Lately, his focus has been on integration with different software to answer to the community request for APIs. Many of you might be knowing that he has his own YouTube channel where he keeps on publishing technical videos almost every week or so. In terms of the session format, during the session, you will not be able to unmute yourself, but feel free to ask questions on chat. During Q&A, you will be able to unmute and ask question yourself. And we will also share the recording over email latest by tomorrow. So without further delay, I invite Christian. Hi, Christian, over to you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Hello, everybody. Today we'll talk about integration to see how we accelerate the RPA automation with using the API. Oh, so like my colleague said, I have an YouTube channel where I publish all the videos. So if you go on the YouTube and write Cristian Negulescu, you will see around here around 75 videos around that work with integration for Rike, Freshdesk, Salesforce, Jira, NetSuite, ServiceNow, and so on. Yeah. So there are a lot of examples how to configure, how to configure the system, use cases, talk about security, wizards, and so on. And also all this, all the components you'll find on the Uipath Go or Uipath Marketplace. On the Uipath Marketplace, you'll search for these components and you'll find under my name, Cristian Negulescu. Okay. So, like my colleague said, I work for 4 years in Uipath, and this gives me a lot of knowledge on how RPA developers use the system. Yeah. So, as you know, Uipath is a very, very powerful system that allows you to automate a lot of software and so on. But the issue, it's with the implementation time. When you with Uipath, you know that you can go to create a very nice happy path very fast. So it's very easy to create something. But when you go to production, you need to do a lot of tests. You need to put a lot of particular case and so on. And this will take some time on the implementation. And you have to test all the clicks and so on. I work, for example, in Japan a lot. And in Japan, we have around 42% of the CRMs are Salesforce. And with the Salesforce interface, it's a nice interface. So the Uipath is able to identify elements. But every time when you change the account or we change something, you need to create dynamical selectors. You need to create selectors with anchors and so on. And this gives us a delay on the implementation time. So to be able to accelerate this implementation time, I decide to create activities that are working via REST API or SOAP API with the softwares. Yeah, let's understand a little what's the idea with these activities. So here it's the way how a web page is working. You are on the web page. You will go and click submit, for example, and the data that is on the web page will go to business and validation rules of the system. If it's Salesforce, ServiceNow, or other software. Yeah, if you have an error, the system will return an error to the error to the web page. If you don't have an error, the data will go to database. The same idea is with the REST API. So when I send a comment via REST API using these activities, this comment, it's going first to business and validation rules. If I have an error on the comment, I will receive an error here on Uipath Studio, or on the system where I send the REST API comments. So everything is safe. No REST API comments write directly on the database of the software. So everything is going from business to validation rules and go to database. To give you an example about this, I will show you on Salesforce. So on Salesforce or ServiceNow, you are able to create accounts. So you are able to, if you go to salesforce.com, you can create a developer account. So you will have your own tenant of Salesforce where you can test and do what you want. It's the same for ServiceNow. Yeah. So I have here some instance for the development, which are free from Salesforce and ServiceNow. And let's create an account here on the using the UI. So if I go here on the UI, I will, let's put here a number and let's hit save. And you see about the validation rules. When I create an account, it's mandatory to be able to put the account name. If I don't put the account name, the system will not allow me to save the account. The same thing will happen also via REST API. Yeah, when I will create the same stuff via REST API, you will see that the same thing is happening. So let's start with a Salesforce activity and let's understand how you use this Salesforce activity. So you go to a marketplace, to the marketplace, and on the marketplace, you'll find multiple connectors for Salesforce. Mine is the Salesforce. Mine is the connector, the community version. So you will see here that this is Salesforce activity created by Uipath, and my connector is Salesforce activity extension package. Yeah, so you'll see it under my name, and this is created with the help of the community. Let's understand how you download on Uipath. So on Uipath Studio, you will go here. You will go to Manage Package. And on the Manage package, you will write Salesforce. Be sure that you are on the all packages. And here, the new Uipath Studios from 2019 version, I think, it's coming with the Go link. So automatically, when you write here Salesforce, you will see here multiple Salesforce activities. The one that I will present today, it's Uipath team. All my activities will be under Uipath team, Salesforce extension package. So you click here, you click install. I already have installed. And then on the Uipath team, under Uipath team, Salesforce extension package, you will have here around 25 activities or 125 activities that allow you to work with Salesforce. First, to be able to connect to Salesforce, you will drag and drop a Salesforce application scope, exactly like in the same way with the Excel application scope, where you provide the file. On the Excel application scope, you provide the file, and then you'll do read range and other stuff inside of the file. Here, in case of Salesforce, you drag and drop the Salesforce application scope, and you have to provide here the connection for REST API. To be able to create this connection on my YouTube channel, where I recommend you to subscribe, to give a subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you go to the Salesforce system, you will see that you will see that here you will have also configuration. So you have this video, configure Salesforce REST API, and on this video you will find all the details how you are able to extract from Salesforce the consumer key, consumer secret, security token, and so on. The same for all the integration that I create. You will find videos how to start from zero. I mean, how you create your own instance on the web page, and then how you extract the data that allow you to connect via REST API and background activities. Yeah. So all the stuff you will find it here on the YouTube on videos. Yeah. How to configure. So I have for my system, I have for my my system on Salesforce, I already have this connection put it here, and I'm on. I select because it's a demo from Salesforce. It's on the production, and from here I'm able to test the connection. So on the real time from Uipath Studio, I'm able to test this connection. What's the idea? The idea was to create an interface inside of the Uipath Studio to be able to test all the commands. Because if you are able to test all the commands on the design time, you are able to create an implementation much faster. And you do all the debugging on the design time. Then when you want to go to production, you're just changing to a production system, and then you just run the robot. So all these ideas is to cut the implementation time to be very small. So I have dedicated activities for account, assets, campaign, cases, contacts, a lot of stuff that are default on the Salesforce. And for each activity, you are able to add, delete, get, update, and so on. For the custom object, you will have here a custom object activity. So basically, you drag and drop a custom object. On this custom object, okay, you will hit load. The system will load all the custom objects from Salesforce, because each Salesforce instance allow you to create custom, so the administrator can create any custom object that they want. So you will have here a list with all the custom objects from your Salesforce instance. You select the custom objects and you can do whatever you want. But let's stick with the account, yeah? So let's add an account. So if I want to add an account, here I have a test. I put it before. So if I add an account, I have this interface. Now, I can ask the system, what are the mandatory parameters? Remember that when I create an account from the web page, so here when I was on Salesforce on the web page and I create an account, remember that this was mandatory. If you see this stuff, he told me that this is mandatory. So the system from the Uipath Studio, it's able to communicate to the Salesforce server, and he will ask what are the parameters with red for each object. What are the mandatory parameters? So it's the same procedure, yeah? So in my case, I ask and I see that the mandatory parameters is account. So we'll say test video Christie, test video Christie. Okay. If I want to put other parameters and I don't know the parameters, the system is able to make a query for the parameters. And here I have all the parameters with the names. Here, if I have a system in German or in Japanese, I will see the name in Japanese. So for example, I want to put the city, yeah? So I want billing city. Okay, and the billing city will be Tokyo. And I want to put something else, a description. Description, account description, test. Okay, and the account description will be test. And now I can run the command. So from here, from the Uipath Studio, I have the possibility to run the command. And you see that I have a valid command. And if we check on Salesforce, you will see that we'll have this new account created. If I go to this account, and I will say refresh, I will have this test Christie account, yeah? But I don't want this account. It's just a test. So I'm able to revert the command because it's just a test for me to see that the system was working. So now the system was able to delete the account. But let's now make a mistake. Let's create a parameter which will be called blah, blah. So I will close this stuff and I will say add parameter and I will say blah, blah. Something very nice for Salesforce. Okay, and I will say test and so on. If I run the program, you will see here that I receive an error message. So it's exactly what we talked on the beginning. So the REST API commands go to business and validation rules. If something is wrong, the system will send me the command back and nothing will go to the database. So all the commands that you send via REST API from Uipath Studio to the Salesforce system, Servicenow system, or other systems are based on these validation rules. So everything follow the same rules that you'll follow on the web page. So it's very, very safe from this point of view. Good. So I create an account. If I want to get data from account, for example, I drag and drop accounts and I say get data and I have here a SQL. I can modify the SQL how I want. But for example, I don't extract the accounts that are from Japan. And this is my SQL with my data. Let's remove some data. From here, I want only this stuff. And let's say that I want another information. Here I have all the fields. And for example, I want the what field? Let's check this one if it's active. And let's check the shipping city. So automatically, the system put here all the data, yeah? So if I run the command now, he will return and I will see on the design time, I will see exactly what will be the data that is coming. For the runtime, I will just hit save. And this will return a data table. And then with this data table, I can do what I want. Yeah. Good. So in this way, I'm able to work with any type of object. Good. If I want to print a report, I will just go indicate the ID of the report and the system will return a data table with the report. I'm able to upload files to Salesforce. So I'm able to upload files, to assign files, to download all the files from an attachment, download documents, and so on. So all the stuff that I create, I can do via web page. With Salesforce, I can do it also via REST API. So one advantage is very fast. The second advantage is I'm able to test everything here on Uipath Studio. And the third advantage, it's about the logic. Think about, if I want to add an account on Salesforce with normal RPA, I need to push all this, I need to complete all this data, yeah? And I need to jump from one to another, and I need to hit save. That will be, let's say, 45, 50 activities, yeah, that I will do on the web page. If I'm able to do this via REST API, using the activities that are REST API, I will have only two activities. I will have one activity for the connection, which will be the connection activity, and I will be another command that will add the data. Okay. So that means a huge limitation of the number of the interaction. And if it's instead of 45 time interaction, I have only 2 time interaction on the background, that will be faster and much safer. Let's go further. So you have a lot of stuff that you can do on Salesforce, and here you have also big data. So basically, when you work with Salesforce, you can get 1 million data in one time. You say, I want to get a huge chunk of data. I will run a big data system. Basically, a command will be sent to the server. The server will analyze that command. He will create a huge file, and then the system will send the file to Uipath. Again, you are able to upload big data. So you are able to upload 10,000 items from one command. Yeah, but these are dedicated stuff for Salesforce. But let's go to an intelligent part. So let's understand what we can do with this protocol, because we have this this connection, which is very powerful. I'm able to do something that because I know all the protocols, so I'm able to integrate Salesforce, and I understand all the inputs and outputs from Salesforce. I'm able to do something with intelligence. I mean, I don't need an RPA developer. I need just a decision. So I'll get this wizard, and on this wizard, I will say this. So the wizard wants a model. So I will provide a model to the wizard, and this model will give him a file. So I will upload the file. Let's upload the file here. I have it on and I will show you what I can do with this model. You know that data loader from Salesforce. It's something similar with data loader from Salesforce. So I will select this file, and this is the file on the screen. So this is my model of data. I will say, I want the data from this file to go on Salesforce on add account. And let's see what the system will do. So I give him the model. I select the object. In my case, it's account. And I will select the operation to be add. Could be add or update or add or update. Yeah. And the system will generate a match. What means generate match? The system will see what I have on my data, on my file. And the system also will see what Salesforce has. And he will make a match. Which parameters go to which parameters. For example, on this file, I have some columns that are fake. So for example, Amișto, it's a joke in Romania, and blah, blah, it's another fake column. So the system was not able to match this stuff. Yeah, so I will say that I don't want this one, and I don't want this one, but you see, he's not able to match. For the other stuff, the system was able to identify the elements from Salesforce, from the account, identify exactly the label, identify. So if it was here Japanese, with Japanese, he was able to identify because the label are in the country origin that you have the Salesforce, yeah? So I hit create code, and the system will create a full workflow for me. And this workflow will be protected. And let me understand what is this protection. So basically we have here add account, yeah? And if we have here add account, here basically you have the data. So the data here, you'll see I have peak owner, I have SFDC help fixing strings. So if my string has an issue, if it has a special character or something like this, the system will be able to fix all these characters. Okay. So what I will do now for this system? Let me check what is here. Is not visible on the scope. Okay, I'm not on the same scope. I think I did it again. I will show you the movie with this. So basically, the system is able to create all the code for you and protect all the code. Let's understand what is this protection. For example, when I put on the account ownership, you see that here, let's go back to Salesforce. If I go to, you can have here on the ownership, you have a combo box. So the system is able to extract everything from this combo box, and it's able to compare your value with the combo box. So for example, if here instead of public, in your data you have publi, that means the system is able to analyze your data, and if the data is not matching, the data will be matched by the system. So that is the idea, to have a fuzzy matching for all these values. Yeah. So you are able to create a fuzzy matching for all these values. Let me check a little what's the idea with this one, to have the variables. Okay, I already have these variables. I'll do it again to see it live. Yeah, because we can see this live. Basically, I already have the variables, and that was the issue. So I will drag and drop the wizard. I will start the wizard. I will provide him the file. Let's close the file. Okay, that is, this is my file. I will say generate. I will say that I don't want this stuff. And he write the code for me, yeah? And now we want to test this. So to be able to test this, what's the idea? Before this stuff, I will read the Excel. So I will drag and drop an Excel application scope. Excel application scope. I will drag and drop here. I will indicate my Excel. So where I have my data, the same data, is this one. Okay, I will say read range. Read range. Okay, and it's I think it's sheet one. Okay, and this one will be a data table. I'll create DT input. Okay, and I provide here the data table. DT. Yes, here is not on the. I have to put it global sequence. DT input. Okay, good. So this is the code, and I can run it now, and we'll see the result in Salesforce. So he write the code for me. I just give him a model, and from the model, the system create all the code for me. So this is the idea where you'll find, where you will. So he opened the file, and we'll see the result. And the system also create a log here. You see, I have 2 responses without errors. Yeah. So the wizard also create this log on the end, and we can go now on the Salesforce, and we'll go to accounts, and this is the old one. Let's refresh. And you can see here I have first company and second company. This is the first company, and this is the second corporation that I created from my account. So it's a very, very powerful tool that allow you to create interaction with Salesforce, and also help you to write the code. So you can, the system with this wizard, it's able to write the code for you, and you'll be able to be guided. The same thing it's also for Servicenow. He's able to analyze the data and so on. Good. I will show you a little the same stuff with ServiceNow, and then we'll talk to we'll go to another part of the presentation, how you can start a new Uipath robot from Salesforce, ServiceNow, NetSuite, and so on. Yeah. So I did this for Salesforce. In the same way I have for ServiceNow, I have here an instance of ServiceNow, and you have the connector for ServiceNow. You go to manage package, you select to have all the packages from Go, you write ServiceNow, and you will have Uipath team ServiceNow. This is the connector. Good. After you install the Uipath team ServiceNow, you will have here, I think it's 65 activities for ServiceNow or something like this. Yeah. Again, you test the connection. You have a full video on my YouTube channel, how to configure ServiceNow to be able to work with Uipath robots on the. So here on the YouTube channel, if you go to ServiceNow, on ServiceNow, I think you have 12 or more activity here on the ServiceNow. Okay, you have. My name is Christian. Okay, you have 14 videos about ServiceNow, how to work with ServiceNow, how to extract data, complex data from ServiceNow, a lot of tips and tricks and so on. Yeah. And you have also the configuration, and you have some use cases. So you'll see here exactly how you configure ServiceNow to be able to get all the data from this ServiceNow. So I'm connected, the same procedure. I'm able to test the connection. I have a valid connection, and then I have these functions. So I'm able to work with assets, with catalogs, with incidents, joins. Joins, it's you will see that in ServiceNow, you are able to create special reports. So you configure inside of ServiceNow some special reports, and then you can get a list of these reports, and then you will go from here. Let's do something with the incident, and then we'll go further. Yeah. You can upload files, you can download files. So again, you have the same rules. You ask the ServiceNow, you ask what you want to put. I want to put the description, yeah? On the incident, I want to put the description. I want to put a short description, and let's put short and long. And if I run the command, we will see that on my ServiceNow, I will have so I have the response, that it's a valid response. And on my ServiceNow system, you will see that I will have a new incident that has a short description and a long description. Yeah. So here I'm logging again, and I'm able to download files. Probably is this one. I'm able to download files, to upload files on ServiceNow in the same way that are on Salesforce. Okay, so it is the same idea. To get data, to get incidents or other data, you can do this SQL. So you have this SQL, or for ServiceNow there is also an advanced one. So you can write the SQL how you want, or you have this get data wizard with design. So what is this get data wizard with design? So basically, you will go and load all the objects from ServiceNow. Like you load the objects from Salesforce, you can load the objects from ServiceNow. I will start also with the incident. And I can say load the data. So basically here I have, if on the other window, I have a SQL where you need to be a little as a software developer to know how you create that SQL. Here is something more easy. So basically the system will be able to load all the data from that object, and you will see all the fields from the object. And then you can make decision on the field. So for example, I want to see something on the number. So I want to make a filter on the number. And I can say equal, contain. So I have here, depends on the type of the field that we use, you are able to use different type of condition. Yes, he knows the condition. So for example, I think I have a number with 29. Yeah, so we have something with that contain 29. If we go to our ServiceNow incidents, I think there are multiple, because here it's only active true. So I want to see all, not only active. So we can see on the field here. So here by default, the system show me only the IDs. And if I want to see the numbers in the description, number, I just write number and I will see the number. I just write description and I will see the description, or the short description, and so on. Yeah. So you see I have the incident 0029 and the incident 00129. Yeah. And if we check on the active, you will see that probably one is not active. Now both are active, but probably I have another search limitation here. Yeah. Let's see if we see here 29. Okay, it's here it's not contained. It's directly the number. Okay, so that's the idea. You have this window that is configurable, and here I want to show you something else. So, for example, if I have to see, there is an assigned group. I remember assign group, yeah. And you see, assign group, it's a reference. So if I double click here, when I see assign group, I see a number, because here when I create an incident, when I say caller ID or the group, you see I have another window. So for me as an RPA developer, I don't want to see the number. I want to see the value. So what I will do, I will click right here. Okay, so normally I don't remember to. Normally, when I click right on this, he's able to give me a full description of the of this system user, and I'm able to select to be able to say the name of the name of the group, the name of the number, and so on. It's a full video on the internet with how to work with this. This design. So there is here a video with the new design, yeah, the new design for this system. So this is the way how we extract data from ServiceNow. Also, if you want to get data from an incident, for example, you have multiple files attached, yeah. So if you have multiple files attached, you'll have here on the attachment, you'll have download all files, where you just go and provide the ID or the name of the incident, problem, or other stuff that you have. Yeah. So basically, you have a function that allow you to download all the files, or download or add attachments, and so on. Okay. So that's the idea with the connectors. Allow you to make a very, very fast automation via REST API with different softwares that allow this stuff. Salesforce, ServiceNow, NetSuite, Freshdesk, Jira, Confluence, and so on. Now, let's go to the second part of the presentation, and let's understand something else. So, a lot of customers come to me and say, okay, it's nice to automate this software like this, but can I start a robot from another software? So when something is happening on ServiceNow, or when something is happening on Salesforce, can I start a robot from there? So to be able to do this, I will demonstrate this on the Orchestrator. So on the cloud platform, I will log in on my account, and I will have a process. And first I will demonstrate this from Postman to understand the concept, and then we'll demonstrate it from ServiceNow and so on. You have on the internet here, you have videos how to start it from ServiceNow, Salesforce, NetSuite, and Postman. Yeah, so you have all the videos here how to start. But let's understand these steps, how you start the process. So here it's my Orchestrator, and on the Orchestrator I have two processes that we'll talk today. So it's a simple process, and it's a process with parameters. Yeah. Now, if I will go to Postman, first on Postman, I will need to make the authentication. Yeah. So to get the access token, you will send this command. Account Uipath authentication to the access. You have and you have here the body that you'll send. So you have all this documentation on the Orchestrator API, and you will see for the commands that we have from Salesforce, Servicenow, NetSuite, and so on. I will give you a link where you find all these commands on the Stack Overflow. So I get this command to get my token. The token normally it's available for 1 hour. I did this before. And the next step is to start a process. When I want to start a process, I need to send something like this. So I will send the command to this stuff to start the job, and I have to provide the key of the process. So the release key of the process. Now, to be able to get the release key of the process, I need to send another command. And for example, my process for me it's MSGS. So it's a simple message. So you see here I have MSGS. Yeah. So to be able to start this process, I will send a command with this key. And when I send a command, I get this key one time and that's it. Then to start the process, I will just send a command to this stuff and my process will be started. Let's go to the Orchestrator and see the process. You see, it's already started. It was created now, few seconds ago, and this is my process. Now, let's start the process with the parameters. So if I want to start the process with the parameters, sorry, my bad, I have the same command, yeah? But on the body is different. I need to put him here input arguments. My process that I create on Uipath Studio, it's on the Orchestrator, will accept two parameters. First parameter will be param1, and second parameter will be param2, yeah? And let's say here, test community and video live, yeah? Video live. So let's send this one. I send this one and I have the response. Let's go to the Orchestrator. And you see it's pending. So the Orchestrator received the message, go to the robot where it's allocated the process MSG param and execute the process. And it's done. Here, my process, it's a simple process that put this on the logs to be able to see. Remember that I have two parameters and I say, this is the start of the process, this is the end of the process. And inside I have a message that say, take a look, I log the data that I received. The first parameter P1 was test community. And the second parameter P2 was video live. Good. So this is the way and the procedure how you can start a process from Postman, yeah, with the REST API commands that you'll find on the Orchestrator API. Now, let's try to do this from another software like Salesforce, Servicenow, NetSuite. So you will find all the code here. So when you go to Stack Overflow or when you go to my videos on YouTube, all the videos that have this with start process have in the description. So here on the description, you will find the code. You see code from Stack Overflow. So don't lose your time to copy the code that I write on the video. You have the code here on the Stack Overflow for all the videos. Yeah. Now, let's make a test from Servicenow. Let's go to Servicenow. And on Servicenow, this is already configured, but I will show you the configuration. Yeah. So first, I need to define a business rule. So if I go on this business rule, I have, I think, test is my business rule. Yeah, it's test connection. No, it's a test business rules for the incident. I will double click on this one. And here on the business rules, I go to advanced, yeah? Because here you can select the configure the business rules to say that it's with insert, update, how you want to do it. It's on the incident and so on, yeah? So here I go to advanced, and on the advanced, I have here a function. I think it's Okay, put it like this to see it better. So basically I will call a script, we'll talk about the script, and on the script I will send some data. Data is from my incident. So to be able to send some data from the item that you'll modify or you add on ServiceNow, you write current dot, yeah? So in my case, it's current dot short description or current dot description, yeah? So in this way, you will get the data from ServiceNow and you'll pass to this script. Let's understand what is on this script, yeah? Let's go back. So you see, these business rules just apply for adding or update the incident. It's something that you configure on the ServiceNow. And then I put a message box. You'll see that I will have a message box here on the top to be able to confirm me that the command was sent. So this is just for my debugging. But let's see what is on the script. Yeah, on the script, I have. You need to say script metrics. Metrics script include. Okay, I'm not. Okay, and I think it's something also with test. Yeah, it's test demo. And let's see what we have here. You see all the stuff on the video. Yeah, I will explain. So you create this script on the video, and on this script we have the same thing that we put on the same thing that you put on the Postman. Yeah. So we have the connection, the parameters. I do the connection to get the ID, and then I start the job, and then I pass the parameters that I get from the ServiceNow. Yeah, remember that I have 2 parameters. Like I said, I will give you all the code. All the code is here on the Stack Overflow. You have the links, and you just need to put your own tenant, your own token. So these are all the steps for your own process, process release. So basically, I follow all the steps on the Postman and on the Orchestrator API. The API. So all the processes are here on the Orchestrator API. Uipath Orchestrator. I have to go to the latest version, this one, and you will have all the details here. Yeah. So all the commands are from here. Nothing it's hard coded, but you will find all the code here. How to start the jobs, how to job request, how to do everything, how to get your IDs and so on. Yeah. So all the commands are here. Good. Let's see this in action. So to be able to see this in action, what we'll do? We'll go on the ServiceNow. Let's make it smaller. And my software was to create an incident. And when I create an incident, I will send a short description. So on the incident, I will say test video community. Yeah. So when I will hit submit, you see this is my message for debugging that show me that the command go from here to the orchestrator. So I create a new incident that it's 10,053 with the test community video description. And now if I go to the orchestrator and I go to jobs, you will see here that I have a new process started a few seconds ago. And if I take a look on this one, on the view logs, you see that I have first parameter, it's incident 10,053, and the second parameter is test video community. Okay. So this is the way how you create, how you start a process from the you will see the code also, or see the videos also for Salesforce, for ServiceNow, for NetSuite. And if you come with other software, so if you say, look, Christian, we use a lot one software that allows scripting, and we want to start the robots from that software. Come to me, and I will check to see if I'm able to build that stuff. If I'm able to build that stuff, I will put the code on the Stack Overflow. I will create a video for this and so on. Okay. I see that there are a lot of questions, so I think it's better to stop here with the demonstration and take the questions to see what we can answer. Yeah, it's okay with this approach, because I see that there are 42 stuff on the chat.
Well, those are not all are the question. So yeah.
Okay. Good. So also we can open the mic for questions. Yeah.
Okay. So meanwhile, you can answer the question which are on the test chat window.
Yeah, can you read me the question, or I have to read all the questions?
Okay, just a minute.
Please try to tell me the questions which are important.
One question: how to create request and fetch request from ServiceNow using ServiceNow activity?
How to create requests? So basically, here on the ServiceNow, you have change request. Or if you have another object, you will have here on the custom object, you will drag and drop. You will select your object, and you create what you want. Like I create the incident. So you say something with the request. You have configure parameters. You go on the parameters, and you put what parameters you want. So these are defined only for, so I create special stuff for incident, group, problems, task, and so on. I'm not an expert on ServiceNow. Believe me, I just used Salesforce on the past, and I see that it's very similar, the protocol, and that's why I create this stuff. Okay. So basically, use the custom object, and with the custom object, you can add everything. Okay.
Okay. So second question: are these activities available as part of Studio X?
No. Basically, Studio X, it's different from Uipath Studio. So these activities are designed for Uipath Studio. Yeah. The Studio X doesn't have variables. So Studio X is only for the community developers that will create a big picture. Yeah. The RPA developer will take the big picture, will convert it from Studio X to Studio or Studio Pro, and then he is able to use also this activity. Okay, so these are only for Uipath Studio.
Another question: is there any component for HP Service Manager integration?
What integration?
HP Service Manager.
No, I don't. I personally not build this type of component. Please check on the Uipath Go. Maybe my colleagues build something like this. I don't know the components here. So search on the market. I personally don't build this stuff.
Okay. Next question: how to attach attachment in ServiceNow ticket?
How to attachment in ServiceNow ticket? Basically, you have here add attach. And you drag and drop this one. You will select the file. So I have here, let's say, see. There is also a video on the internet with this one. See, then I select the object. So I see it load on the object. I have an incident. Yeah. Let's see the objects. And that's it. We wait for the object to object. So, and then you provide on the system, you provide, so you already send the file. You select the object when the object will appear, and then you provide the number of the ID of the system. So for example, here I write incident. Okay, not there. incident or other stuff. And here I put the sysid if I have the sysid, or I put the number. I put incident 0029. Okay? And this will attach the file to that incident. There is a full video on the internet on this, on the Servicenow.
Okay, so next question, which version of UiPath will have all these activities?
The activities are on the Uipath Go, so they are free on the Uipath Go, and it's working on all the versions starting from 2017.1. So all the versions that are higher than 2017.1 SP1, it's working.
Okay, is it
and they are
possible?
free.
Okay, is it possible to delete new item from Orchestrator queue using API instead of using delete queue item activity?
I think yes. So I don't study so well the API from Orchestrator, but if you find the comment here, it's possible. I don't try it. I never try it. Let's put it this way.
Okay. How to create an object in Salesforce with values from variables and not use the wizard?
Yeah. So the idea with variables here, it's on Salesforce or Servicenow, but the client asks for Salesforce. So here, remember that when I put this account, you see that they are variables, yeah? So when I put here, this is peak ownership, yeah? Peak ownership, it's a variable that it's coming from this function, yeah? So you can create also your variable. You can say assign test, assign. I create a variable that is called test, Control K test, and I put the stuff, and here I can put the variable test, yeah? But this will work only on the runtime. Here will not work because it's not possible to work in Uipath Studio. So will work only when I run from here, yeah? This is the way how you handle variable on all the stuff from Salesforce, Servicenow, and other activities.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, you can unmute yourself and ask question as well. So another question was, do we have a list of application available for which API automation activities has been built?
Search on the marketplace because there are a lot. I just talk about the things that I develop, yeah. But a lot of people develop stuff on the Uipath. So search on the marketplace, and you will find what I have. It's for wait a minute. Okay, what I have it's for Salesforce, Servicenow, Freshdesk, NetSuite, Jira, Confluence, Rike, and so on. So search on the marketplace. Here is my, yeah. Search on the marketplace and you'll find a lot.
Okay. In order to start a job through ServiceNow, we need to change some configuration in the Orchestrator server. We configured the job in Orchestrator like we usually do.
Yeah, so if you want to start a robot from ServiceNow or Salesforce or other stuff, you just need to upload on your Orchestrator the process, create a job, and then if you want parameters, you need them. When you create, you need to be with input parameters. Yeah, the job should be with input parameters. Then remember that step. You need to get the release key of the process, and the release key of the process, it's using this function. So this is the function. Get the release key of the process, and here I put the process name. Yeah. So you do everything as normal with the Orchestrator to publish your process, and then you need to get this release key. And after you get this release key, you can start the process without any problem. This release key will not change. Only if you update the process, I think it will change. That's but if you update the process, you have to test also the stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, you can unmute now in case you have any question.
Yeah, hi Vibhor. This is Ramesh. Christian, great stuff. Fantastic to see these kind of packages developed. Quite useful. Uh,
Thank you.
One question for you from the licensing point of view. I understand it is free at the moment.
Yep.
But going forward, what would be the licensing on these packages? And also, what will be the commitment that the creator will provide to consumers? So if I adopt it, do I have support assurance?
Yeah. So all the packages that are created by me and I show you today are on the UiPath Go supported by me, by Cristian Negulescu. Yeah. There are
Okay.
packages on UiPath created by UiPath developers, UiPath product team, yeah. And
Yeah.
these packages come with support from our team, from UiPath, yeah. So you don't have community support, you have enterprise support, yeah.
Enterprise support, right?
But think about this. Normally, a client. So I have this stuff. So I have, if you take a look on gallery, because I have discussion with these clients with multiple clients, yeah, about these packages, because I understand very well this concern. Don't worry, yeah. And you see here, I have 10,000 downloads on the Salesforce. I can show you that I have 7,000 downloads on the Servicenow and so on. And let me tell you why is this stuff. Normally, a client, it's downloading the packages, it's testing the automation, and then when he will go to decide to create something for production and so on, he will stick with that package. So if that package work, he doesn't care. Yeah.
Today, but what about future?
The future is true. So that's the idea. All my packages are supported by me. All the packages that I show you, it's supported by me. And there are some packages that are created from UiPath, and you have with the sign UiPath, and you say community support, and that will be full supported by UiPath. And you have, if you write to UiPath support, you will get an answer in 24 hours from them. And then if you have to modify something, think about that. You have to talk with the product team. The product team will make a list, and then they will put you on the queue when they will make this the update. Yeah. In my case, you come to Marketplace, select my package, and say, "Hi, Christian," or on the YouTube or what you want. "Hi, Christian, I have this problem. Can you solve my problem?" And I will respond for that. So that's the difference.
That's great. So do you provide only the packages for free at the moment, or do you provide the source code also?
No, it's all the packages. So on my case, it's only the packages, and the source code it's for the starting from Salesforce, from ServiceNow, from starting robots, from other software. I provide all the source code here. Yeah.
Okay.
For the scripts, for all the scripts, you have the source code on the Stack Overflow.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much, Christian.
My pleasure. Any other questions?
Yeah, Christian. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, actually, great presentation. First of all,
thank you very much.
And my use case is like, so can we group incidents in ServiceNow based upon that priority, and then we have to bot needs to identify for every 30 minutes, and it needs to group the incidents based upon the priority. Like, for example, if some incidents are high priority, means those incidents needs to be grouped, and email needs to send to the dedicated person.
Yeah, so basically, if you take a look on the ServiceNow here on the YouTube, one other client asked me again, I want the incident from ServiceNow, only the incident that are part of the group or something like this, yeah? So you can do this stuff with filters. So I recommend you to take a look on the ServiceNow video with use cases, because it's something very similar. a client wants just the incident that's part of the group, and they are after 1 day or something like this, a limit with a day. So you can put the limits. And from here, basically the grouping stuff should be something like this on the get data wizard on the incident. Remember that in my case, I put just the number, okay? And you want to be part of a sign group and to be active, or what it was your decision, yeah? So you can put multiple decision here. So you work from this decision and you'll get the result that you want.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.
Guys, any other question? Please feel free to ask.
If you still struggle with that stuff, with incident, please write me on the LinkedIn or on the YouTube or the marketplace, and we talk there. And maybe if it's a particular case or something, no problem. We'll see. Maybe we'll make a video on your use case. Yeah, yeah. If you struggle, but normally from that from this this convention and this, because you can select multiple filters here, yeah, you can select how much filters you want, and you can combine them with and you can get to your stuff. Okay,
I mean, based on timestamp and based on priorities also, right?
yeah. So believe me, I never use Servicenow. I mean, so as a user, I never use Servicenow on timestamp. It's so I say deselect all, and here on the timestamp, I'm sure that I have an it's create date. Yeah, let's put on the create date. So you have here the create date. Let's get all the results, and we limit this on the create date. Yeah. So let's go here on the information. Let's say create date. Create date. Created, I think it is. Created date time, yeah? So you see here when it's created. And for example, we want only incidents from 2020, yeah? Okay? So if I want only from 2020, I will say here, bam, I will select this one. And I will say between, yeah? And I can put 2020 001. I think it's like this. I don't remember exactly what was I have a convention. 6, yeah?
Okay.
And look, I have only the incidents from 2020.
Okay, got it.
Okay? So you need to combine the, and you see here, this here, he create also the real request from ServiceNow, and you see the comments here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes, thank you.
You hit save, and then here you can provide parameters. So if you have variables, so you calculate in another part of the robot, you provide here a variable, yeah? He create parameters, because that window is just for testing. When he ran it on the design time, he used these parameters. Okay. Any other questions?
Hi, how do we do attachment in ServiceNow once ticket is raised? For example, I want to attach an image. Do you need to convert the image into base 64 or anything like that?
You want to attach an email on ServiceNow?
Yeah, after creating a ticket, I want to attach a error screen. Let's assume I want to attach a error screenshot.
But attach a screenshot. It's from here. It's just an take a look here on the. It's just attaching a file. You select attach file.
Okay.
And it's the type of file. I mean, I have on the video, so there is a video especially for incident where I demonstrate. Like I said, I I never used ServiceNow before I developed this connector. So here it's a video for incident, how to work, how to extract data, working with incident, yeah. And on this working with incident, hello everyone, my name is Cristian Niculescu, and today I don't want my voice. On this incident, I show here how to attach a file, yeah. Adding an incident, blah, blah, blah. And look, attach file. So I select the file, I select the incident, I provide the ID of the incident. In that case, it was the ID, but now you can put also the number. And when I run it, he will attach the file that is coming from my PC. If you have an email on your PC or another picture and so on, you can attach it without any problem.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, it might be any file format, like a PDF.
Any file format. And on the download, he will download all the files. For example, you see, here I have the invoice.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. And when I download here, you can see that I have 3 files. I have, wait a minute. I have one, there is a demonstration when I have 3 files. This is a demonstration where I have only 1 file. But you will see another video that I have a demonstration with 3 files where I have an MP3 and PDF and so on, and he can download all on a one way. Yeah, I think it's on tips and tricks. You have to search on the videos, and for sure you'll find.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
My pleasure.
So Christian, another question is, are you using Visual Studio to build these customized packages with
Yes.
.NET?
Yes. Visual Studio and C#. On C# I build all these packages.
Any other question, guys?
Okay, this is Ramesh again. So more than a question, it is a kind of a discussion topic, building my understanding better. So in some sense, this package is definitely great package for people who are using it. In a way, it is a wrapper on in the form of activities in Uipath.
Exactly.
And instead of the user interface of web browser, you're using a wrapper in the form of activities. Still, you're interfacing without worrying about the technicalities and technical, how the RESTful services work and how do you interact with the application. Technically, you're doing it through the activities. Become very easy for non-technical business.
No,
users,
exactly.
Right. So the question for you, if somebody is comfortable with RESTful services, shouldn't I use the RESTful services directly if I have to do the integration?
Yeah. So if you are very comfortable with the REST API protocol from ServiceNow or Salesforce, you can use the HTTP request from here. Yeah, HTTP request. But you write a lot of stuff. But no problem. If you want this, you can use the HTTP request.
Right.
These activities are only an encapsulation to give speed and to give speed to the people that they don't have a background, a software developer background. Because there are a lot of people that they want to automate fast this stuff and they don't have a software developer background. And with these activities, with all the wizard that I put here and so on, I think I make the life more easy for this type of people. That's the target. Yeah.
Absolutely, totally agree. So the last question from my side. So in your experience, your customers who are consumers of these packages, they mostly do the process automation, which are very focused, centralized within these applications like ServiceNow or Salesforce, or do you see that they are using it in a much wider process where ServiceNow or Salesforce is just, a component or an application which is a part of the entire process? So what is the trend in your observation?
I think they use it on both. But I'm sure that the more use it's on the big stuff. I mean, not only with ServiceNow, not only with Salesforce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they are just component there. And like I said, to avoid, if you want to do something on Salesforce, if you want to put an opportunity on Salesforce, you will have 100 clicks. Yeah. And when you create that robot, you will lose a lot of time on testing. Yeah.
True.
To test that robot. If you
Right.
use this activity, you will have only 3 comments or 4 comments. You'll test it from the design time, then it's working and you put it on the runtime. That's it. So
Correct.
the idea of this activity is to cut like hell the implementation time, because this implementation time, it's a huge issue, because you say, okay, I pay the money for the Uipath, but I don't find the ROI very fast. Because
right.
the client want the process to run very fast, and to put a process on production is not so easy. You need to do all the steps.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Great stuff, Christian. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Do we have any other stuff on the chat?
No, nothing.
So I was so fast that we finished
20 minutes
in 1 hour
before.
and 10 minutes. Yeah, I talk fast. I have this issue.
So guys, if you have any other specific need that, what you would like to see in the future from Christian, or Christian, what else you can cover in the future on the integration?
We'll see. I saw that. So I do this stuff with starting robots from Salesforce, ServiceNow, NetSuite. I see a request that you want to start the robots from SharePoint. Tell me other softwares from where you want to start the robot. Softwares that allow scripting, not software that not allow scripting. So come with me, come to me to more requests to say, look, I want to start robots from that software, or I want to automate via REST API that software. And based on your request and requirements, I can implement activities, or I can create scripts like I create for ServiceNow, Salesforce, and NetSuite. And you will find the scripts on Stack Overflow. Just search for me or search for the Salesforce Uipath, ServiceNow Uipath, NetSuite Uipath, and you'll find the scripts, and you can put it on your system to start the robots.
So we will send this link over email as well when I share the recording.
Yeah, sure.
So one question is, what is your suggestion to developers, those who are interested to build these customized components and publish as packages?
So my suggestion is, so I gain a lot of knowledge, and I understand a lot of stuff creating this wizard. So I create these wizards that make very happy the end user of Uipath, the robotic process automation, that they are not so expert on the software development. Yeah. So try to make packages that so when you do normal RPA, you will see that you will struggle all the time on a software, on a path. You will do a path to open a software, do stuff, and so on. So try to make a package that, or an activity that cut that path and do it on the background. And in this way, you will see that you will gain a lot of downloads, and you will gain a lot of knowledge on the Uipath marketplace. Because I did this software and I showed you that I have more than 10,000. It's only on that component, on that software. There's the software, the Salesforce component in multiple places, and has 18,000 or something like these downloads. Yeah. So try to identify if the software has a REST API or SOAP API. SOAP API is not so easy, so try to focus more on the REST. SOAP, it's difficult on some stuff. And try to make your activity to be very straightforward. Just put some data and put that stuff. And always, when you make an activity, do a video on the internet. And this video on the internet, on the YouTube, is not for publicity. Look how big is Christian. No. It's not for publicity. It's for support. Because when you do an activity, the people will come to you to ask for support, a lot of questions. And guess what? Instead of writing support and asking a lot of questions, I will just link to a video. Yeah. So I just send the link to a video, and my users will understand exactly from that video what's the issue and so on, instead of me writing 20 minutes something with all the details. Yeah. So the idea to have videos on the internet is to have an easy life for support. Yeah.
Great question. One last question is that have you worked with Uipath and Microsoft Power Automate? I'm not sure what. Yeah.
No, I never use Power Automation. I use only Uipath and Visual Studio.
Hi, Krishnan.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one last question. Like, so if a person doesn't have any coding knowledge, means he can't able to write C# code or something stuff. So is there any possibility to build custom activities or packages like these type of packages in using Studio?
No. So these type of packages are only built on Visual Studio. Yeah.
Okay.
Not on Uipath. What you can do on Uipath Studio, you can do reusable packages. I mean, you put together a lot of activities that you want to reuse, and you create a reusable workflow or something like this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the activities are built only on Uipath, on Visual Studio.
Oh.
But remember, we have my colleague Dean create an on the Visual Studio. If you install Visual Studio 2019, you will have there an activity package creator. So basically, you have a package creator. Please search on the YouTube. I don't know exactly on the internet where it is now. We'll give you the link after this one. It's an activity pack creator. Yeah, Uipath activity pack creator, or something like this. Yeah. So basically, you can install something on your Uipath Studio, and after this one, install it on Uipath Studio, and then you'll be able to create very easy activities on Uipath Studio. You install it on Visual Studio, my bad. So install it on Visual Studio, and then it's very easy to create activities for Uipath Studio, because this will make an you say here, I want to be this, I want to have these properties and so on. And the system will create a lot of the code from the back. Yeah. And you just put your simple stuff, what you want to do. So it's a very nice wizard on Visual Studio that allow you to create activities for Uipath Studio. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Any other questions?
So I've shared the LinkedIn profile for Christian and myself. So in case you have any request or question from Christian, you can write it to him. Or if you have any other question related to community programs or what's happening or what are the new events which are happening in your region, you can always connect to me as well. Or you have any other community specific needs, please feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, any other question? We still have 12 more minutes.
Hi, we have seen attachment by using a package like Servicenow. With that, we can able to do attachment, right? As you said, is it any other way without using package that we can use it? Is it any other way we can, without using Servicenow package, we can do attachment in Servicenow? We have seen like HTTP request for REST API call, we can do it. So once we get the response, based on that, we need to make another call to make attachment. Without using package, is it possible in Uipath?
Yeah, so without using the package, it's possible on Uipath because you do it from here, from HTTP request, but you need to do all the step, yeah?
Right.
So, wait a minute. Activities, HTTP. No, it's, I don't remember the default activity. So you can do that stuff because you'll go here on the, you write Servicenow API.
Right.
And you'll see, but service now.
Yeah, basically we need to make a two web API call, one for creating an incident, another for based on the response of the first API, we need to make a attachment for the second API, right? So
Exactly. Or three. First is creating the incident. Second is creating the attachment, and then it's attach the attachment to the incident because you will get an ID after the attachment. I remember.
Right. No, we tested with the Postman. We basically have a two API call. One is for creating a ticket. Based on the response of the first API, we will make an attachment. So basically, Postman, the attachment by themselves, we will be browse the particular path of the image or error screenshot. So by default, it convert the image or error screenshot into base 64. So just I want to understand when we are implementing via Uipath, we need to do any conversion to make a attachment image file while make a call to, because directly giving a path, will it be able to attach the attachment in the particular incident? I just want to know about it without using package.
To be fair with you, I don't remember exactly what is on the code, but I can open the Servicenow code and I will show you exactly what is on the code inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will show you on the Visual Studio what I have on the code on the attachment because I did it a long time ago and I don't know exactly, and we'll see exactly the command. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair. Here, CMD. So it's something with attach, yeah? Control attach. Let's see what we have with attach. And we'll see the stuff. Okay, we have a lot of stuff with attach. So add attachment, that is your interest, yeah?
Yeah, add attachment.
So here, I check if it's an ID or not. If it's not an ID, if you give me a number, not an ID, I have to extract the ID. The ID, it's a 32 strength, yeah? Okay?
Okay.
And then here, take a look. I have this this package. So should be, I give the body like this with attach creator, source, name, and payload. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then I put the command to this one, API now table EQQ. And that's all.
Okay.
Okay? So I extract the ID of the number, then the source will be the table should be incident, problems, and so on, and give the ID, separated with 2 points. Then I give the name. The name is just the name of the file. For example, test something. And then I say payload. And on the payload, I give him all the file. And the file, look, it's converted to base 64 string.
Yeah, that's what you will be converting already. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, you see. So this is the code. To be fair with you, to not have any. So this is the code that is running on my activity.
So this code basically, when I use a package, then only it will be work, right? Is it my understanding, right? So this is the package code, right?
This is the code from my package, yeah, exactly, on the add attachment activity. Right. I don't know for sure how you do this on the REST API from Uipath Studio. I mean, how you convert this one. I'm not so sure, but this is the stuff that I do. And if you take a look on the Servicenow REST API documentation, you'll find there with details. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
My pleasure. Any other question?
I think there was a question on integration of Abby REST APIs with the Studio.
I never work on that. I don't know if it's something on the marketplace. Please search for my colleagues that work on that stuff. Yeah, Abby. Search for the colleagues that develop this stuff. I never work on this Abby integration. This one maybe it's from Abby.
Okay, guys, we have 5 more minutes in case you have any other question. One is, could you please show us normal steps you take to integrate an API request and get its response in Uipath Studio?
So the function from Uipath Studio with HTTP, yeah. To be fair, I used it 3 years ago or 4 years ago one time, so I don't know it so well. I know it from Visual Studio. Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm not able to this. No, it's normal HTTP request. So I never use it. The one from I use it one time 3 years ago in Japan. Yeah, so I'm not able to show this. I don't have the knowledge to show this on Uipath Studio. On Visual Studio, it's easy. It's something like this. It's you create an header, you provide him some data, you make a call, and then you get the data. And depends on what action you do, post and so on. Be careful for ServiceNow, Salesforce, and everything, because the systems are so complex. I always provide this type of activities. Yeah, send a REST command or send a JSON command. So this is just an encapsulation. You put here the command that you see on the internet. In this case, he put automatically service data and so on, and you put just the last part. And then you put the JSON, and you decide you want to make a post, a get, a head, a trace, and so on. Yeah. So basically, you have a raw connection done by me without the activities. Yeah. So what you use from the activities, he used the connection, and then it's a raw command to the interface or a raw command directly to Salesforce. Because I have clients that say, look, I want to call scripts from Salesforce and so on, and they have to put here the name of the scripts and so on. So that's why I create this. Also, ServiceNow has the same activity. So you can send also raw comments how you want. Okay? Because for sure you'll find that the activities will cover 95% of the cases that you want, but you'll find 5% of the cases that is very complex, and I don't develop something special there. So you take a look on the API from the internet, you write your command, you put your JSON attachment, and then you get here a JSON back and do what you want with your response. Okay?
I think we can take one more question in case you have. Anyone? So Christian, I don't think we have any more question. So thank you everyone. Thanks for joining this session. And thank Christian for your time and
my pleasure. It was a very interesting session. And please remember to follow me on the YouTube and see what components we get there, and contact me on the LinkedIn or contact me on the marketplace on the components and so on, and get all the data. Because I'm interested to get more use cases, to understand what else I need to develop on these components to be more friendly for the users.
That's great. And we will share the recording and link to Christian YouTube channel and other useful links he has shown during the demo.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Weber. Thank you, Christian.
Bye.
Bye-bye.